Some sweet talking boy comes along, singing his song. Don't look around, you just got to be strong. Just stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I've been thinking of you. Look in your heart and let love keep us together. I don't know. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Let's see. Uh, blue, 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 blue. No. Um. Mm, yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Are we live? Are we live? Let's see. Okay, we live there. We're live on the GCP, our network. Salutations. What are y'all up to? What are we up to? Let's see. Are we live? We're live everywhere. I can't. I don't. We're live everywhere. So that means it's 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and GCPR land, wherever time it is where you are. I am TNathan, and because it's those times, you're listening to Conversations with TNathan. Welcome. Da da da. Da 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 da. Well, close that. Greetings, salutations. How's everybody doing? How the hell are you? Everybody all right? Everybody Everybody good? Everybody good? Cam, greetings, greetings, greetings. What are we gonna talk about tonight? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Canada and Mexico. Of course we are, because I haven't pissed off enough people today. So I thought I'd piss off the Canadians and the Mexicans, and talk about appeasing bullies, 1939 style. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to hit that, hit some of the things that have happened today. The market fluctuation. I'm just wondering, how much money did somebody make today short selling stock and then buying up short sold stock and holding on to it until the markets went back up? Yeah, yeah. Talk about Utah and the SO registry. Nope, that's tonight. That's not my thing tonight. I'll talk about it some other time. But tonight I'm going to be talking about politics. Politics, caving, and Germany, 1939 style. And the winner of the 3v1 today is China. Yes, China won today. China won. China acted like a boss today, unlike some other countries. China acted like a boss today. They were not running through the telephone, jumping through hoops because of Donald Trump, like some people did. That said, it was so. I listened to Justin Trudeau over the weekend, and he was talking about we will not cave, we will not. You made two phone calls to the Donald Trump today. Justin Trudeau made two phone calls. Y'all need to get y'all new prime minister. Just saying, Canada. If you're in Canada, yeah. This, and I don't think people understand the ramifications of what happened today. Um, in the face of these tariff threats, and then he turns around and says this is about fentanyl. He says this is about slowing down fentanyl coming into the United States, right? No, it's not. Not for Canada. 43 pounds was seized. Justin and Claudia gave Trump what was already in place, basically. Optics. I mean, I know people don't listen to me and don't know what I'm talking about, even though I'm proven correctly time and time again when it comes to politics and geopolitics. Optics. Donald Trump is testing the limits of his power. And I know, and I always tell people that if you say the person who's winning is stupid, Are you fighting oppression and your oppressor is so stupid and you are still losing? What does that say about you? Because Donald Trump, and especially people like Steve Miller and Steve Bannon, who are both IQs in my neighborhood, they have extremely high IQs. And they're not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. And to watch them put in place, this is called shock doctrine. I showed a whole documentary about shock doctrine because obviously me talking about it, people don't get it. Shock doctrine is exactly what we're watching. Shock doctrine is what is happening in accordance with the airplane crashes that Donald Trump used for um, political gain by his base. Because people that are not in his base, he doesn't care what you think. That's the part that gets me when I watch people argue with MAGA supporters. I be like, Donald Trump doesn't care what you're thinking. You act like this is some kind of intellectual argument you're going to win with their base. It's not. They're getting exactly what they wanted. They're going to also get some things they don't know they wanted. But hey, Donald Trump told them, "Hey, expect some disturbance," and they were like, "Okay." It is hilarious. It is hilarious. But anyway, like I said, optics on the world stage, optics. That's what I don't think people realize that. You talk about, well, if that was the case, then they should have said that. Donald Trump did not even listen. Donald Trump did not eliminate the threat of tariffs. He paused it for 30 days. And if you, I know a lot of people don't study history. Go figure. September 1st, 1939. The funny mustache guy, because I say his name, people get bent out of shape. I should just start speaking in German. Seg Heil. So the Seg Heil guy, he marched into Poland September 1st, 1939. Now, what was supposed to happen on September 1st, 1939, when he marched into Poland, was Poland's allies were supposed to stand up for Poland. Did they? No, they caved like we saw today. They caved. And they believed that if they appeased the dictator, that things would work out. So he just wants Poland, and we'll give him Poland, and everything will be fine. I don't know where you all don't understand that appeasing a dictator, even optically, does has never worked out well in the entire history of this world. Appeasing Stalin did not work. China took the best route possible. China, you didn't see China. No, China's not on the news. China didn't pick up no phones. China was like, more tariffs, and we're going to also build a $6 million chat engine in 2 months while y'all spending hundreds of millions of dollars. And I don't even like China. And China won today. China came out of this looking like it has 120 trade partners, and 10% is like, oh well. China came out of it looking like they understood that they're not paying any tariffs. The American people are going to pay tariffs on this. So you 10%. And that's what I wish that they would have learned. That China learned from the last time Donald Trump lost a trade war with China, that 10%, we're not paying tariffs. China acted like they understood the assignment. They understood that, hey, y'all can pass this on to whoever you want to, but I'm going to tell you this: the parts you need for that X-ray machine that you have, that you bought from us in your hospital, and the only parts that fit it are these. You're just gonna have to pass on the price to your customers. You're just gonna have to pass on the price to your. Did they say death to colonizers? Oh, oh, yeah, you know, but that's it. That's it. Everyone, and I made a video talking about that. I made a video this morning talking about the sharp decline in the stock market. And if I would have had an extra $20,000, I would have bought stock when it was down, when the market went down 529 points. I'd have bought up stock because I knew. I was talking to Free, and I said that Canada would hold out longer. I said the tariffs don't go into effect until 1201. I said Canada hold out a little longer. Yeah, I knew they were gonna cave. I knew they were going to cave and give Donald Trump the optic victory that he wanted because you don't care about reality. Reality is not it. It's the optic victory. And think about it. Why would you give somebody an optic victory when if you understood the assignment? And this is why I say Donald Trump's presidency is going to be a bigger problem than a lot of people think, is because world leaders are weak also. Most world leaders are weak, and especially world leaders in the North American hemisphere, because of the fact that Donald Trump was in violation of the USMCA, the the trade deal he formed with Mexico and Canada during his presidency because he wanted to get rid of NAFTA, and then he created NAFTA 2.0. Because if you look at the USMCA and NAFTA, they're basically the same, just a couple of tweaks here and there that you could have just tweaked the North American Free Trade Alliance and got to the same place. But no, he wanted to put his signature on it. So that's what happened, and that's what we got. So he was in violation of it, and they gave in. The USMCA is supposed to be up for renewal in 2036 with a review in 2026, and they basically said, we'll give in instead of holding him to the account for the trade deal that he signed. Yeah, yeah, it's just weak behavior, and that's why you work in the medical field. Yeah, yeah, it's just weak behavior because at the end of the day, and people will talk about all these things. No, Donald Trump had already said y'all need to be prepared for some disruption and some high prices. Nothing Donald Trump has done since he has been in office has addressed any of the things that you racists and bigots pretended like you were voting for Donald Trump over, and you're fine with that. Today, Elon Musk, who I don't know anything, any security clearance or what office of the government he is working for, because Doge is not an office of the government because it was not even instituted by Congress. And in Congress, I can expect the Republicans of Congress to be quiet. But Democrats in Congress are also kind of quiet in the face of this man just stepping into the. I guess this is what I don't understand. Does Congress know their responsibility? Do people know that the three branches of government are supposed to be separate and equal branches, with each having checks and balances on the other? So when Elon Musk walks into the United States AIDS department and basically tell everybody they don't have to come to work tomorrow because the money they give, that money was allocated by Congress. Do you understand? That money is allocated by Congress, not the President of the United States. But like I said, I'm just sitting there watching. Dems are also playing the liberals of 1933 very well, Cam. A student of history. Yes, they are. They are playing that maybe this a go away approach. Now, I heard that there's supposed to be a 50, 50 states, 51-day protest. Supposed to be a protest on February the 5th, right? The protest I want to see is on March the 12th. That's the protest I'm looking at. Is it March the 12th? Somebody look it up for me. Is Petra in here? Somebody look. Is it March the 12th or March the when does the current, I think it expires March 12th or March 14th. The current CR expires, right? I think I'm going to go with March the 12th. think that'd be right. But anyway, uh, when does the current CR for keeping the government afloat expire? The one they passed in December. I think it's March the 12th. You know, I like facts. So tell me if it's March the 12th or March the 14th. But anyway, that's the protest date I want to see. Because you can't get a budget passed or a CR passed without the Democrats, without a couple of Democrats, right? So I want to see if they are prepared to do what it takes. Since MAGA supporters were already prepared to take some disruption, I would say give them some disruption when the next CR argument comes up to keep the government funded. March 14th, yes, yes, yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to see if they're prepared to take some pain on the next continual resolution to keep the government funded. Greetings and salutations, Portia. Portia, um, did you get my message under the video you sent me? I said no. Yeah, yeah, no, no. That is not. Yeah. And I tell you, I said, if I see her, I'll tell her why I said no. Yeah, no, 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 no. It's a horror show. It's a horror show. And I'll tell you why later. But I think you probably could guess why when you think about who told you no. Who why I thought that was no. But getting back to my topic right quick. So today was a colossal failure of understanding of two world leaders that I expected better of. I expected Canada to actually cave first, and then I expected Mexico to hold out, but I didn't expect either one of them to cave within hours. Today, I didn't. I was like, let the stock market fall a couple more points because, but it is. And then to say that, well, she got concessions on guns coming into Mexico, man. I mean, really? Did she? And like I say, well, she was already putting troops on the border, and so that's what she was supposed to say. That's what you're not supposed to negotiate with what you already did. You're not. You're not. You're just like, no, I've already did this. I'm a world leader. I'm the leader of my people. I'm the leader of a country, and you're going to give in to the bullying. And people say, "Well, the United States," and I'm listening to Republicans and MAGA supporters do this hooping, and I'm like, "You, this is bully behavior. This is bully behavior, and you're masking it as patriarchy, as patriotism, and it's bully behavior. Just like they're trying to bully Panama into giving them control of the Panama Canal in their country. And then you got people talking about, well, we paid for it and we built. You went to another country and you widened a river to go all the way through the country so you can have access to the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean without having to go all the way around the tip of South America. And somehow you believe that because that was beneficial, that you own it. They let you use it. Yeah, we built it. Yeah, no, Panamanians built it too and died the same way. You're going to go into this sovereign country and threaten them to take their canal, and because that's like, what do we expect from the party that also wants to control women's body? If you got that far, it's not a stretch that you want to control what people do with their own land that's not even yours. But hey, that's what we do, right? So Canada not going to shut off the lights? No. Jasmine, Jasmine Crockett, yeah. Canada's not shutting off the lights, and they should have. They should have. They should have, because Donald Trump, 43 pounds of fentanyl compared to 21,000 pounds. You know, and most fentanyl that comes into this country comes in at legal points of entry. They're not being carried across the border by mules. They're coming in through ports. It's coming in through ports. So when you talk about you stopping the flow of fentanyl and immigrants across the border, immigrants are not responsible for 21,000 pounds of fentanyl a year coming into this country. I hate to break it to you. And I'm going to tell you this. Just be mad at me. I feel I'm taking the same position that you all took on crack in the 80s in our community. What did y'all tell us? Just say no. Just say no. If there's not a market, it doesn't matter. Oh, fentanyl deaths on the rise, and oh, we got to stop this. Just say no. Anybody else remember those campaigns with Nancy Reagan? This is or this is your mind. This is your mind on drugs. With the cracked egg, we can't make it with eggs. Eggs are too expensive in this day and age to be remaking those commercials. Yeah, yeah. Just say no. I'm making a video. I'm so tired of these politicians talking like they are going to do something. Uh, Yeah, yeah. Hey, just say no. That's my. I'm making a video. When they talk about fentanyl coming across, I'm gonna say, hey, um, just say no. You put the opus on our community. You disproportionately sentenced our community for crack as opposed to cocaine, even though they are the same drug. Just say no. It did. It did. It worked, right? Didn't it work? Didn't it work? Yeah, it worked. Yeah. Okay. The heroin that you flooded the black community with. Yeah, we should have. Yeah. Just say no. I wouldn't be surprised if some of it's coming in on Donald. He, you know what? I, it, no, I would be surprised because at the end of the day, yeah, the cartel would have been. Donald would play with them people money. He'd been gone. He'd been gone. I can't say express what I really want to express because people snitch on me. But yeah, I'm also telling you all that the this week is a fundraiser also. And I'm gonna try to put this in terms you understand. Here's the cash out. Here's the cash out. We're having a fundraiser all week because it's been icy across the country, right? You know, it's icy. And because of the iciness across the country, some people have not been able to leave their homes in my community because it's been so icy. And because of that, I'm buying groceries to take to people that, have not been able to leave their home out of fear of how icy the conditions are. So if you would like to help me buy groceries, in these icy conditions, hit the Cash App up. Yeah, yeah, I'm emptying out everything, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, if uh, I'll figure out everything after that. But we need some help, so if you want to donate, hit the Cash App up. We're going to be getting groceries out to those people who, because of the icy conditions all around, are scared to leave their home. So and for you black people that saying that you don't want to help migrants, I mean, you don't want to help people suffering under icy conditions, I'll just remind you that Haiti is not used to icy conditions. And I know a lot of Haitians. Okay. El Chapo said he was going to unalive the orange orangutan, and it's yeah, I'm gonna believe it when I see it. I'll believe when I see it. Um, yeah, no, this sounds good, but this is not. This is this is not 1864. Yeah, this is a whole different Secret Service. I'm gonna tell you what. The Secret Service is a way better organization than the organization El Chapo represents. Uh, yeah, yeah. Don't play with the Secret Service. Yeah, this is not the Kennedy assassination. I'm sorry. I just knowing history like I do is hilarious, right? That's why I say things like that. Now, also wanted to, talk a little about people talking about Malcolm or El Haj Malik Shabazz, as I call him. And I'm gonna come back to this topic because it's icy. We'll come back to the icy weather conditions in a minute. Like I say, hit the Cash App up and donate. You're gonna hear it all week, so you might as well donate. Listen, I heard somebody said that they compare what they're doing, what they do online when it comes to arguing with MAGA supporters to the debates that Malcolm had. And Malcolm in 63 is different from Malcolm in 64 going into 65. The different Malcolm. Malcolm that traveled to Africa and Mecca and saw the world outside of NOI was a different character than the Malcolm that was under the Elijah Muhammad. And I intentionally never add honorable. Um, tonight I thought I would play what what passed for a debate, and in this you're going. I'm going to show you tonight is we're going to talk about El Haj Malik Shabazz after he comes from Africa and he stops off in the UK. Now in '64, Barry Goldwater had won the the nomination for the Republican Party's presidential candidate of the United States in 1964, and he was running for president. Now, people think Malcolm said that extremism in service to is extremism in service to fighting is not a vice, and moderation in service is not a virtue. No, that actually comes from Barry Goldwater. Um, yeah, it comes from Barry Goldwater. Now, the debate I'm about to show you is what happened in England when Malcolm stopped off there to he was invited to Oxford College, and in this he's going to be talking about what Barry Goldwater was saying, and he's going to say you prove my point because everyone's called we're extreme in service to ending oppression, and he's going to say when a white man says it, it's perfectly fine. When a black man says it, y'all have a problem. So I want you to listen to El Haj Malik Shabazz for just a moment.
You make my point. That as long as a white man does it, it's all right. A black man is supposed to have no feelings. But when a black man strikes back, he's an extremist. He's supposed to sit passively and have no feelings, be nonviolent, and love his enemy. No matter what kind of attack, be it verbal or otherwise, he's supposed to take it. But if he stands up and in any way tries to defend himself, then he's an extremist. No, I think that the speaker who preceded me is getting exactly what he asked for. My reason for believing in extremism, intelligently directed extremism, extremism in defense of liberty, extremism in quest of justice, is because I firmly believe in my heart that the day that the black man takes an uncompromising step and realizes that he's within his rights, when his own freedom is being jeopardized, to use any means necessary to bring about his freedom or put a halt to that injustice, I don't think he'll be by himself. I live in America where there are only 22 million blacks against probably 160 million whites. One of the reasons that I'm in no way reluctant or hesitant to do whatever is necessary to see that black people do something to protect themselves, I honestly believe that the day that they do, many whites will have more respect for them, and that there will be more whites on their side than are now on their side with these little wishy-washy love thy enemy approach that they've been using up to now.
Did y'all hear Malcolm? Y'all hear El Haj Malik Shabazz? Do you hear him? Do you hear him? I don't think y'all hear. I don't think most people that talk about Malcolm have ever listened to or read a book about Malcolm. Malcolm. They probably watch the autobiography of Malcolm X with Denzel Washington and think they know Malcolm. You don't know Malcolm like I know Malcolm. This, the people that compare themselves to talking to white supremacists and arguing back and forth with white supremacists and say Malcolm argued with white supremacists don't know Malcolm. We've been playing this game for too long. Yes we have. Yes we have. And understand, and that's what I tell people when they're talking about their hurt feelings and about stuff that doesn't work, and when you tell them it doesn't work, they get in their feelings. Motherfuck that. Because at the end of the day, all these people hosting and talking about this shit, they don't know. I could circles. I will run circles around them on any topic that does to do with revolution, and I will back it up with receipts and facts. And when you, this is Malcolm. He's not debating. He's stating. He's not. He putting them on notice. This is the truth.
And if I'm wrong, then you're a racialist. As I said earlier, in my conclusion, I'm a Muslim. I believe in the religion of Islam. I believe in Allah. I believe in Muhammad. I believe in all of the prophets. I believe in fasting, prayer, charity, and that which is incumbent upon a Muslim to fulfill in order to be a Muslim. In April, I was fortunate to make the Hajj to Mecca and went back again in September to try and carry out my religious functions and requirements. But at the same time that I believe in that religion, I have to point out I'm also an American Negro. And I live in a society whose social system is based upon the castration of the black man.
Do you hear this? This is not him entertaining questions. This is not him allowing people to speak. This is him stating facts. And I'm a Muslim, but in spite of all that, I'm a black man that lives in a system that seeks to castrate me. This isn't a debate. These are statements of facts. These are statements of fact that there are, if you're in the audience and you disagree, you see they clapping and they're applauding because that is the ability to command the respect of an audience. That is the ability. They're not arguing back and forth. He is stating, this isn't, like I say, you go look it up. It's 1964, Oxford in England. After he came back from Mecca as the man that would go on to become El Hajj Malik Shabazz, the man that would become so dangerous that he needed to die. But this is who he is. So when I hear people talk about Malcolm, and I realize you've never listened to this, you've never heard this, because if you heard this, you would never compare anything you do arguing back and forth with weak ass racists and bigots to what Malcolm did.
Whose political system is based on castration of the black man, and whose economy is based upon the castration of the black man. A society which in 1964 has more subtle, deceptive, deceitful methods to make the rest of the world think that it's cleaning up its house, while at the same time the same things are happening to us in 1964 that happened in 1954, 1924, and in 1984.
And the same thing that's happened to us in 2025. You better.
Came up with what they call a civil rights bill in 1964, supposedly to solve our problem, and after the bill was signed, 3 civil rights workers were murdered in cold blood. And the FBI head, Hoover, admits that they know who did it. They've known ever since it happened, and they've done nothing about it. Civil rights bill down the drain. No matter how many bills pass, black people in that country, where I'm from, still our lives are not worth 2 cents. And the government has shown its inability, or either its unwillingness, to do whatever is necessary to protect life and property where the black American is concerned. So my contention is that whenever a people come to the conclusion that the government which they have supported proves itself unwilling or proves itself unable to protect our lives and protect our property because we have the wrong color skin. We are not human beings unless we ourselves band together and do whatever, however, whenever is necessary to see that our lives and our property is protected. And I doubt that any person in here would refuse to do the same thing were he in the same position, or I should say were he in the same condition.
So, like I said, this is 1964. This is at Oxford in England after he came back, and it is a response. And Barry Goldwater was the speaker before him. Like I say, when I hear people talk about debates with Malcolm, and I be like, this is not what you all are doing. This is Malcolm addressing, because people think this is when Barry Goldwater said when he won the nomination, he said extremism in defense of liberty is no vice, and moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue. And Malcolm took up the, he said, yes, you're proving my point. But when, like he started off, a white man says this, it's fine. But if a black man says it, now all of a sudden we're too extreme. We're too extreme. So that's what this is. This is the debate they talk about. This is not Malcolm going back and forth with people with 3 IQ points. This is Malcolm unequivocally stating a thesis of a premise in response to something Barry Goldwater said. And you notice he's not going back and forth. He is stating unequivocally.
Just one step farther to see am I justified in this stand. And I say, I'm speaking as a black man from America, which is a racist society. No matter how much you hear it talk about democracy, it's as racist as South Africa, or as racist as Portugal, or as racist as any other racialist society on this earth. The only difference between it and South Africa preaches separation and practices separation. America preaches integration and practices segregation. This is the only difference. They don't practice what they preach. Whereas South Africa preaches and practices the same thing. I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong, than the
I have more respect for the man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong. I'm still going to throw you into an active volcano, but I will sleep. I don't care. Either way, I'm throwing you into active volcano because even though Malcolm L. Malik Shabazz, I like him. I'm a Fred Hamptonite. I'm Fred Hamptonite, but I wanted people to understand they don't know Malcolm. They don't know actually what he stood for, and so I thought I would show you.
one who comes up like an angel and is nothing but a devil. The system of government that America has consists of committees. There are 16 senatorial committees that govern the country and 20 congressional committees. 10 of the 16 senatorial committees are in the hands of Southern racialists, senators, who are racialists. 13 of the 20, this was before the last election. I think it's even more so now. 10 of the 16 committees, senatorial committees, are in the hands of senators who are Southern racialists. 13 of the 20 congressional committees were in the hands of Southern congressmen who are racialists, which means out of the 36 committees that govern the foreign and domestic direction of that government, 23 are in the hands of Southern racialists, men who in no way believe in the equality of man, and men who do anything within their power to see that the black man never gets to the same seat or to the same level that they are on. The reason that these men from that area have that type of power is because America has a seniority system. And these who have that seniority have been there longer than anyone else because the black people in the areas where they live can't vote. And it is only because the black man is deprived of his vote that puts these men in positions of power that gives them such influence in the government beyond their actual intellectual or political ability, or even beyond the number of people from the areas that they represent. So we can see in that country that no matter what the federal government professes to be doing, the power of the federal government lies in these committees, and any time a black man or any kind of legislation is proposed to benefit the black man or give the black man his just due, we find that it's locked up in these committees right here. And when they let something through the committee, usually it is so chopped up and fixed up that by the time it becomes law, it's a law that can't be enforced. Well, another example is the Supreme Court desegregation decision that was handed down in 1954. This is a law. And this law, they have not been able to implement this law in New York City or in Boston or in Cleveland or Chicago or the northern cities. And my contention is that any time you have a country, supposedly a democracy, supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave, and it can't enforce laws, even in the northernmost cosmopolitan and progressive part of it, that will benefit a black man, if those laws can't be enforced or that law can't be enforced, how much heart do you think we will get when they pass some civil rights legislation which only involves more laws? If they can't enforce this law, they'll never enforce those laws. So my contention is that we are faced with a racialistic society, a society in which they are deceitful, deceptive, and the only way we can bring about a change is to talk the kind of language, speak the language that they understand. The racialist never understands a peaceful language. The racialist never understands the nonviolent language. The racialist, he's spoken his language to us for 400 years. We have been the victim of his brutality. We are the ones who face his dogs that tear the flesh from our limbs, only because we want to enforce the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones who have our skulls crushed, not by the Ku Klux Klan, but by policemen, only because we want to enforce what they call the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones upon whom water hoses are turned with pressure so hard that it rips the clothes from our backs. Not men, but the clothes from the backs of women and children. You've seen it yourself. Only because we want to enforce what they call the law. Well, anytime you live in a society supposedly based upon law, and it doesn't enforce its own law because the color of a man's skin happens to be wrong, then I say those people are justified to resort to any means necessary to bring about justice where the government can't give them justice.
Now, you hear this, right? You tell me, how do you listen to this and think that Malcolm was ever talking about, well, we all gonna get a turn to speak, and we all gonna listen to hear each other out? Who doing that? When did Malcolm say that? When do you see? Like I say, people don't know. People say these things, but they don't listen. Nowhere in here do I hear Malcolm arguing back and forth with anybody in this audience. Do you hear? Is it just me? Anybody hear that? Anybody hear Malcolm arguing back and forth with anybody in this audience? Malcolm is telling them words of civility. You don't get words of civility when you're trying to bust my head, when you are supporting policies that advocate for the busting of our heads. No, he's not arguing his right to exist. He's not arguing. He's telling you. And that's what I say. In every speech you see Malcolm participate in, he's not, he's telling you unequivocally, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And if you get down wrong, you can get these hands. Yeah, statements to an argument. So when people tell me that Malcolm debated with racists and bigots back and forth like they do, I said, I challenge them. Challenge them. Malcolm talks just like he presents it just like Fred Hampton does. He presents it just like I do. He's like, I'm not here. I didn't come here to argue with you. I didn't come here for that. I come here to tell you about yourself. And I don't need you on stage with me to do it.
I don't believe in any form of unjustified extremism, but I believe that when a man is exercising extremism, a human being is exercising extremism in defense of liberty for human beings, it's no vice.
And did you hear? Did you see? He didn't say for some human beings. He said for all human beings. I don't think, like I say, can't walk around here talking about by any means necessary and the bullet and the ballot and the bullet, and you have never heard Malcolm speak. I be listening to people talk about the. I say you never even read the ballot or the bullet. Never did, never did. You can how Malcolm never sat back in the face of injustice. He never did. He never did.
And when one is moderate in the pursuit of justice for human beings, I say he's a sinner.
When one is moderate, and, I'm not the, that's why I'm more Fred than Malcolm because I'm not religious in it. But listen to Malcolm on his religious belief. He said, one that is moderate in the face of injustice is a sinner.
And I might add in my conclusion, in fact, America is one of the best examples when you read its history about extremism. Old Patrick Henry said liberty or death. That's extreme. Very extreme. I read once, passingly, about a man named Shakespeare. I only read about him passingly, but I remember one thing he wrote that kind of moved me. He put it in the mouth of Hamlet, I think it was, who said, to be or not to be. He was in doubt about something. Whether it was nobler in the mind of man to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous
fortunes, or to take up arms against the sea of trouble.
Against the sea of troubles, and by opposing.
How many times y'all heard me quote Shakespeare? How many times? And who asked me, what's the name of the book, please? It's not a book, it's a speech that he gave in April 1964, and it's called The Ballot or the Bullet. 1964 is the speech that he gave after this. It comes after this actually, called the ballot or the bullet. But this is I tell people this soliloquy that Hamlet has and is dead on, because do we take up these arms against the sea of trouble or
end them? And I go for that. If you take up arms, you'll end it. But if you sit around and wait for the one who's in power to make up his mind that he should end it, you'll be waiting a long time.
if you take up arms, you do end it. Y'all go to study some Shakespeare. Y'all got to go listen. If you don't go read the soliloquy to be or not to be. If you take up arms against that sea of trouble, you will end it. But if you sit around and wait, like some of y'all believe y'all need to be doing, you are waiting for the very people that are benefiting from the power structure, who are benefiting from you waiting. You're going to be waiting a long time.
And in my opinion, the young generation of whites, blacks, browns, whatever else there is, you're living at a time of extremism, a time of revolution, a time when there's got to be a change. People in power have misused it, and now there has to be a change, and a better world has to be built, and the only way it's going to be built is with extreme methods. And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Thank you.
I will join with anyone as long as you want to this miserable condition upon this earth. So don't talk to me about my stance on fighting and standing against injustice. Don't do it. Don't do it. And as I said, right, because of the icy conditions around the country right now, this is the case. Wait, okay, point there we go. This is the Cash App. We're taking donations to help people that cannot leave their homes. because they're scared of the icy conditions that are going on around the country. If you want to help me help them, please hit up the Cash App. Whatever you can donate is fine. We are going to take groceries to those people who are scared to leave their homes. And I just want to remind you all that Haitians are also, prone to icy conditions. So when you're all out here talking about you don't want to help nobody because you want to do the work of white supremacy, well, I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your help to help those who can't leave their homes. I don't know if this is how long this is sustainable, but we definitely need to, do what we can because um, that's what standing against injustice is. I know I'm not a white man with one leg and a boat, so I'm not expecting to make $40,000. But if you really are about that life and you see what I do, you see what I do on my page, we post it. But we want to help people that are going experiencing some icy conditions. So hey, hit up the Cash App and make donations so we can help people that are scared to leave their homes because of icy conditions. Yeah, yeah, it's time to fight, and it's time to fight with more than just the idea of fighting. It is not the time. I tell people when you read the 48 Laws of Power, you read the Machiavelli's, the Discord, or as more y'all familiar with the Prince. When you read these things, they're always talking about action. Um, they're not talking about inaction. No, Shaka Zulu never was inactive. So, I come to you, and I'm gonna do this all week. I'm gonna I'm going to find out who really is about that life, because if you and I know it's hard on people, and that's what I say. I'm asking to help because we're doing that. We're going to get these people groceries, and we'll figure out the next step as we go. As we go, we'll figure it. All right. So yeah, Cash App right here to help people until we can find out how to uh, derail these icy conditions from their vicinity. People have not gone to work because of the icy conditions. Um, they're scared for their children. And then we're talking of this. I'm gonna tell you this. I was never proud of Cuba as I was when Cuba told told the United States when they were talking about using Gitmo for migrants. That, yeah, no, they're not standing for naval station in Cuba, Gitmo, the place that put waterboarding in the collective consciousness of this country. And if this administration puts any detainees in Gitmo, children are going to be there also. What's up, Jason? Children are going to be there also. Nephew Jason in the comment section. But that's what we're doing for because of Isaac condition. Call the Capitol. Let's get Trump out. That's not gonna do it. I mean, hey, I know you mean well, but that's not gonna do it. You can call the Capitol. Who you calling? You have a better chance calling Ghostbusters. Like I said, you're watching a Capitol be quiet in the face of everything he's doing. This man literally gave Elon Musk the ability to walk into a United States office and tell people not to come to work tomorrow. And Marco Rubio appointed himself the director of a whole other agency and said that that was the thing to do. Yeah, don't bother. Don't don't bother. No, I'm not going to try something I know it's not going to work. I think you all, I do all this talking and I feel like people just don't listen. I pull out all the history and everything and tell you, and y'all believe in trying and hoping. Fuck that. That has never worked. It's not going to work. Action. Now, can we get back to me talking about what actions we need to take? Like one of the actions y'all need to take is to donate to this icy fund. Um, That's what I say. You all talk like hope. Y'all been hoping and praying for 400 years. Hoping and praying for 400 years. For what? For what? And Miss K, I'm gonna say this again. If you are losing to the people doing the dumb stuff, what does that say about us? What does that say? If you are losing to the dumb people, see, that's why you gotta stop saying they're dumb because it works for them. They're doing what works, and you're sitting around waiting for somebody to oppose it, and they're not. The Congress is sitting back. Congress controls the purse strings of this government. There is no way Congress should be allowing this executive branch to run roughshod over agencies that Congress has already approved funding for. They're not doing dumb stuff. They're doing stuff that make that they listen. There is not one thing Trump has done that he said he wasn't going to do. He said he was going to do tariffs. He used tariffs. He's putting China already got theirs. The other two they got 30 days, and he's going to spread them around. He said that. He said he was going to dispense with government agencies. He's doing that. He's doing that. He only paid lip service to lowering prices. Yeah, I understand what you meant, but it's not dumb. As long as we dumb, we have words have power and meaning, and I'm trying to teach y'all that words have power and meaning. It's just like when people, dumb people, we feel sorry for. Dumb people, we show grace. This is not dumb. It's strategic. This is a strategic move. And like I say, if you believe your enemies are so dumb and they're winning, what does that make you? If your enemies are so dumb, but they're beating you at every turn, then you must be dumber. So if we remove that fallacy from this, because Steve Bannon, even though he is morally bankrupt, is not dumb. Steve Miller is not dumb. Mark Rubio is not dumb. These people are not dumb. Tulsi Gabbard is not dumb. RFK wears a tin hat, but you know, he name recognition. He's a Kennedy, but but in general, the purveyors of this plan are not dumb. They're not dumb. We're not. You all are conflating MAGA supporters with MAGA leaders. They are not the same. They're not the same. Either you stand up and die on your feet, or you lay down and die on your knees. That is the option here. That is the option. So I don't. Hey, GCPR. Thank you all for listening. If you all want to hang out some more, come catch us on our live stream. We're live streaming on TikTok, on YouTube, on X, on where else am I at? I'm on YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, you can Instagram. I'm even live on Instagram right now, so you can catch me there if you got a VPN. If not, I'll check y'all out tomorrow's show. All right, peace. So I didn't take 3 hours to sign off the radio. In case Olivia is in there, she always, you took 3 hours to sign off the radio. Nope, I turned it over to the DJ on time tonight. It's been time for talking and smiling and figuring out a way to stand up serious consequences. It's been time. See, the other problem of this equation is that um, black people have been conditioned to believe they don't need leaders, even though we come from tribal leaders like Shaka Zulu, Hammurabi, the West African collective. But no, it's not time to run out there and run up Hamburger Hill with no plan. We already know what having no plan does. That was the civil rights movement. There was no plan after integration, and that's why we still that's why it was a loss. And when I try to tell people the plan, they come off and like, "Oh, this is what we're gonna do," and then you're not productive. I'm not advocating. There are ways to do these things if we did them collectively and listened to the people. Like I say, I always get pushback on historical significant events. And I'll be like, this guy told me that's your opinion. I say, no. September 1st, 1939 is, I don't have an opinion about what happened. I'm telling you what happened on that date. I'm telling you what happened um, uh, 28 days later on September 29th, 1939. I'm telling these are not opinions. I don't tell you opinions about how we need to fight. I tell you the things that haven't worked in the past. I tell you why they didn't work. And I tell you this is what we need to be doing now. But still, I find that most people don't want to free themselves of the bonds of oppression because they're too comfortable with them. That's why they fight so much about not listening. That's why you all listen to people that just want to argue with bigots and racists because you're too comfortable with your bonds of oppression, or you just want a couple of more crumbs from the table. You just want a couple of more crumbs from the table. You all don't really want liberation. You want acceptance. Do you understand there's a philosophy of tolerance? There's the paradox of tolerance. And in the paradox of tolerance, it teaches you that if you tolerate the intolerable, eventually the intolerable will win. That's the paradox of tolerance because it teaches you you can't be tolerant of the intolerant. You can't. Because if you do, you only ensure the intolerant win. That's why I believe in taking out the intolerant with extreme prejudice. Extreme prejudice. The French stood up so strong they invaded 10 miles into Germany and then let right. When the leadership speaks, when the leaders speak, the leaders die. And that's because we failed them. I always say, you all love black radicals when they're dead. You don't love them when they're alive because you won't even do what it takes to keep them alive. Like Medgar Evers should not have been dead. Medgar Evers should not have been dead because Medgar Evers was shot in the driveway of his own home because he was alone. Where are all these, where are all these men that were down with the cause? See, we should treat our visionaries and leaders like they do theirs with Secret Service protection and everything. We should have that kind of volunteer. We should have people that say, you know what? This is the visionary, this is the leader. We're going to do our part. That means we're going to make sure that before he gets home it's secure. We're going to make sure the area is secure before he gets there. We're going to watch because they're going to try to kill. And we let them. And that's why the ancestors bred people like me. Because, look, I'm a revolutionary and a warrior at the same time. I will have proven my melee in protecting myself because I have come to realize that the movement is so caught up in the idea of the movement that they're not caught up in the idea of furthering the movement. So, yeah, you had hundreds of years of better men than me. I shoot first and ask questions later. Yeah. So that idea, Stephen, is that's bred in that idealism, that mentality that keeps us from moving forward. That's bred in the idea. No leaders that I am not fighting for a cause, and I'm scared to go out and fight. I'm always out and about, but I'm always ready to defend myself if necessary also. So that's what's up. So, like I said, because of the icy conditions, tell me y'all get this. Tell me I am saying this in a way that is not that you all are getting. Because of the icy conditions across the country right now, we are having to, people are scared to leave their homes because of the icy conditions. Thank you. I was wondering, because Cash App Bell hasn't rung yet. The icy conditions, we are trying to provide grocery services for people that cannot leave their homes and are scared to leave their homes and haven't gone to work since these icy conditions started earlier this year, around the 20th of this month. So people need groceries, and this is what you can do to help. Yeah, that's what you can do to help. So that's what we're gonna be doing all week. I'm still, regardless of what we do, we're going to do this. Um, you don't have to get boosters because I tell you, I've always found that conservatives believe in their causes and they finance their causes, and we don't. We don't. We always talk about, we that, we this, we that, but we don't believe in the cause. And Tabitha Brown, hmm, Tabitha Brown, I'm not going into Target for you. Do I need to make a video about that? Tabitha Brown talking about we just need to go into Target and buy the black owned products that Target still gets a percentage of. Make it make sense. Why is it that they never take one for the team, but we're always taking one for the team? They never take one for the team. Tabitha's worth $10 million. And not hating on her product or anything she does, but Tabitha, get your own endorsement, be your own brand ambassador. Thank you, Eleanor. Is that Ella? Thank you. Thank you. Um, be your own brand ambassador. You want us to go into Target out and say, well, just buy the black owned products. Make it make sense. DEI is such a compromise for Target, and they're taking profit from your profit, and you think that we should. Why is your product still in Target? Why don't you remove it? I just got here and have no context. How can I make a conversation about me? Welcome, Pirate. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, Tabitha. Why are your products still in? Why are they still there? But you want us to somehow navigate going into Target and be followed around the store just to buy your products. Okay, well, I'm talking about what history has shown us. What? Look, I can't even. What part of history you want me to talk about? Basically, books here. You want me to do about books here? You want me to do books up here? You want to do about the 57 years of life experience I have? You want to do it about me studying every black leader? And when it comes to post 1619, you want me to talk about Hammurabi? You want me to talk about Shaka? You want me to talk about Marcus? What do you want me to talk about? The 10 points. But you're right. I don't have one history book. I don't have one history book. You're right, Pirate. I sure don't have one. And I'm tired of people talking to me. Hmm, the Panthers. You mean this Panther? You mean this Panther? Tell me what Huey said about the women, and tell me what Huey says in this book about women and the gay revolution. What does Huey say about him? What is Huey's stance on the women's revolution and the gay revolution? What does he say about them? Or perhaps, or perhaps, hold that thought. we can go to Carter G. Woodson. You know, Carter G. Woodson, he who created Negro History Week, that never, it was intending for Negro History Month that Gerald Ford did in 1976, and that people got bent out of shape about the government deciding through the DOJ that they're not going to celebrate any identity months. Like that's a flex. But Carter G. Woodson, my favorite historian, and this is for you, pirate. If you say anything smart about Carter G. Woodson, this you're gonna get 5 seconds. And I'm gonna give them to you. But yeah, history. I'm telling you what doesn't work. Like I say, I get this push. I get pushback on the things I say, but I listen at you all in these other conversational spaces, and you all are not talking about anything. Nothing. You're arguing with Trump supporters, and you're not talking about anything to do historically with leading our community. Nothing. Shut up, pirate. I will give you a lap for this, pirate. Don't play with me right now. Can't you see? You see this? You see this mood? Yeah. Well, listen to you all. Listen to people who don't know the 10 points of the Panthers. Talk about the Panthers, and that there was uncertainty about the movement. Listen to people talk about. I listen to you all in White Women's Lives talk about how do we end racism, episode 1477, because they have the same live every night, and y'all be in there doing the heavy lift. But let me tell you. You want to know how to end? Not you know what? You want to know how to deconstruct your racism, white people. See, this is why they don't like me in there. Let me tell you how to deconstruct your racism. Stop doing racist shit. What else am I supposed to say? What else am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to identify the racist shit for you? You know what the racist shit is. You're white in America. You know racism when you see it. Character limits. He said, "Get over yourself, and we need to unite with the revolution." Cam, that's why I love you, Cam. Cam. Oh. Yeah, but you have people out here acting like they know the Panthers, and they don't know that the Panthers were not just tolerant; they were actually um, accomplices of. Because you got people out here saying, "Oh, I don't stand for this and I don't stand for that, but I stand for all the things the Panthers stood for." Shut the fuck up. You can't name me 5 Panthers. Can't name me 5 Panthers, and you out here talking about you stand for what the Panthers stood for. You can't. Uh, have you ever been to Compton? Do I have to take out my pictures? No, I'm not going to take out pictures. We're not going to break out the pictures of me at Panther headquarters. We're not going to do that. Simply, if you can recognize oppression in one place, you can recognize. Yes, yes. These people are really out here talking about oppression and then oppressing other people in the process. Or watching other people suffer under the yoke of oppression and say, well, that's not my oppression. I don't have to worry about it. Y'all sound stupid. You sound stupid. And you don't want to argue with me about it. You don't want to argue with me about it because you're morally bankrupt. You're intellectually challenged and morally bankrupt at the same time. And that's not a pretty picture. I realize that's why they argue so emphatically with Trump supporters because they don't want to deal with their own shortcomings. One of my favorite book suggestions, along with Faces at the Bottom of the Well from T. Faces at the Bottom of the Well. Poor white people. Nobody's free until everybody's free. Fannie Lou Hamer. Mississippi, my home girl. Yes, 1964 National Democratic Convention, after she had been beat in Winona, Mississippi, when she got off the bus for just registering to vote. Yes. No. I want you to look at that statement you just said, Stephen, and realize how much Steve H. Oppression is just the beginning of Trump's plan. Oppression is a plan in and of itself. It is its own end. It's not the beginning of the plan. It's the plan. You make it seem like we're going to go somewhere past oppression. Oppression involves death. Oppression involves subjugation. Oppression involves the misuse, the misrepresentation. That's all oppression. So it's not the beginning of anything. It is everything. That's philosophically wrong, and also, Steve. The cruelty is the cruel. The cruelty is the point. The cruelty is a tool. See, we conflate the tools of oppression with oppression. They're just tools. Because if I use this tool of cruelty in service to liberation, then is it a liberating? Is it liberation? No, it's just a tool. It's just a tool. Waterboarding is just a tool for extracting information. Yeah, it's just a tool. We When you come in, I tell you, words have power. Words have power, and they have the power that people associate certain things with it, and they think they've arrived at something, and they haven't. And that's why I deconstruct that, because I want them to know that under the system of oppression, if you speak the language of oppression into revolution, then you've ensured the failure of that revolution. You've ensured the failure of that revolution. If you talk about turning the other cheek and talk about revolution in the same breath, you are doing a disservice and you're lying. There is no turn the other cheek revolution that has ever succeeded. Contrary. Now, you can use the prospect of violence against you on a certain level to inspire condemnation, but you also have to realize there still comes a point where you have to pull a wretch of the earth. Anybody read Wretch of the Earth? Wretch of the Earth? I don't know where my copy of Wretch. You know what? I just realized where's my copy of Wretch the Herb? I know I got it on my audio. One of the Yeah, Cam, that's next on your list. That's next on your list. We're gonna put Wretched of the Earth on there. Gonna put some France on there. But do we understand? Do we get a better understanding? I mean, sometimes I feel like we're just talking into the void, because people don't understand, before you can even become a revolutionary soldier, warrior, whatever your place must be, the first revolution you must win is with your own mentality. You must win the revolution with your own mentality. You must break out of the bonds of psychological, spiritual, and mental, emotional slavery, because we think the chains, because we don't see the physical chains on us, that we're somehow liberated. No, it's your thought patterns. It's your mentality. Now it's your mentality that not only keeps you oppressed, but also keeps you from listening to those who are talking about liberation. It keeps We have been conditioned to not trust each other. We have been conditioned that we don't have any true leaders. No matter how many times I literally show you leadership, you've been conditioned to push back in a way that if I was truly in Shaka land and Shaka power, he would have just killed you and be done with it, because he doesn't have the time to deal with people that are carrying. And just like Fred Hampton. If Fred Hampton would have let Pearl kill William O'Neill, he would still be alive. I'm all for it. I told you, I don't have the time or the inclination. I'll spend a little time and teach you how to unburden yourself of that. But after a point, you get to pushing back. I'd be like, I don't care if you live or die, because you become an obstacle to liberation because you're always bringing up this Western civilization, patriarchal centered, slave mentality into the liberational fight. Why can't it be like this? Why can't we just talk? No, I'm done. I'm done because you all show me that you don't want liberation. If you don't want liberation, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't. I don't want anything to do with moderate liberation because it doesn't. Is if 400 years of moderation has not taught you anything about moderate liberation is just long-term oppression. Okay, I'm gonna leave one of y'all my library. If you say oppression is logical and effective for the oppressor, they think you co-sign that. Right. That's true. That's true. And I tell people that a lot of you all are comfortable in your current state of oppression. Most of y'all are comfortable. That's you don't push back because you push back because you just want a justification to be comfortable in your oppression. Moderate liberation is just long term oppression. I agree. Yes, I could do this all day. It is. You all know where I come. You know why I'm on live at 10 o'clock at night. I come 10 o'clock at night because I don't spend 12 hours sitting here talking about liberation. We're out in the community doing something about it. If it's tutoring at the library, if it's if it's just walking my dog to stay in shape so I can slap one of these weak motherfuckers if they ever pull up on me, we're doing something. I tell people, if you got a problem with anything I say, put it on my run up tab. Put it on my run up tab. Because if you have a problem with what I say, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Because my me problem, my philosophy, my spill, what I'm spitting, I can pull it. I got the documentation to talk about it, and this is just stuff that's at the tip of my fingertips, right? This is not me even going over to the book library to the right of me or to the left of me. These are just things that are within my grasp, right? Even though I had to knock down a bowl from behind to put off this one to get it. Right? This, y'all are talking, you all are out here visiting people's lives that don't even have a copy of the Constitution of the United States. Y'all do understand that, right? You all out here listening to people talk about policy and constitutional rights and all this. And if you ask them to read the 14th Amendment on the spot right quick, if they only got one device that they're live on, they can't even pull it up on their phone. I can't. I can't. I can't. But you want to come in here and tell me, right, that well, well, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's not. Go talk to them. I told you, I don't have the time or the inclination for anymore for people who just want to have intellectual debates about things that are settled. What are we debating? What are we debating? Either you stand, I say, either you stand you stand against the injustice or you are part of injustice. What, what part of those two choices don't you understand? You either stand against oppression or you stand with oppression. You can't stand against oppression in one place and then act like you don't see it in another, because that is the walking definition of hypocrisy. Stop it, Cam. Stop it. People don't even know. I get. I was like, women, do you know when you got the right to vote? Do you realize Mississippi didn't ratify the 13th Amendment for good until the 20th century, 21st century? You realize that, right? Mississippi was the last state to fully ratify the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. Just like Carter G. Woodson said, liberation is achieved through academia and assimilation. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know the exact year, but it was late as fuck. Yes, because they did it one time. They thought they had conquered it, and found out they didn't send the records in. So Mississippi didn't really wind up getting it done until after 2015. No, not a joke. Not a joke from you, pirate. A joke? Pirate joking, y'all. But yeah, if you watch this president, and like I said, Donald Trump is pushing the boundaries of his presidential power. And we're just sitting back enjoying the show. And and it's like, I see everybody talking about, well, this is wrong and this is right. And I was like, really? You didn't know that? Because you just want to be able to intellectually discuss it. That's all y'all want. Y'all think the intellectual discussion of it is enough. A non-elected official, the richest man in the world, from South Africa, whose family partake in, the man who, Elon Musk, from South Africa, whose father got wealthy because of apartheid, who immigrated to this country, who also is in favor of a far right German party that embraces the sign hell. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Doge should just stand for break as many boundaries in our government as possible. He can't do that. And it's stuff the president has been able. Listen, I hear people saying, well, he can't do this. As he continues to do it with no pushback, this is, it's like, and I just be sitting there listening. I'd be like, are y'all finished? Because you all keep saying he dumb and what he can't do, and he keeps doing what he's doing. And even by the time some of his supporters wake up and realize, hey, hey, this adversely affects me, it's gonna be too late. That's the real well, Cam. You could. I must say that actually, I would put the Democrats of today. I would put them in the parliaments of England and France in 1933 to 1939. I would point. They would be the same. They would be the same people that formed the trilateral agreement with Poland, and then when Adolphus marched into Poland on September the 1st, they were like, maybe if we just give him Poland, he'll leave the rest of us alone. The listen, the literal history of appeasement is on display. We can draw from it. It's not something, that's your opinion. No, I don't. It's not an opinion. I can literally draw parallels directly from the 30s up into 39 in Europe to what is going on today in North America. It's not a crooked line. It's not a swerve. It's a straight line. And people were like, that's your opinion. I was like, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Tell me, tell me why the French built the Mason line that couldn't even fire into France, only outside, and the Germans overran that in an afternoon, and then you could not use it no more. That's the same kind of mentality that we have now. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been miss. I'm sorry, gay. I didn't see you over here. I see you. Thank you. I will. Keep your content going, brother. It's definitely needed. Other groups use the black struggle to get what they want, and then when they get what they want, they take on the frame of mind of colonize. And that's because we don't make it transactional. And I tell people, don't get me wrong. I'm going to stand against injustice. I'm never going to be okay with children being carpet bombed or put in chains or handcuffs and taken away. I'm never going to be well. I'm never going to be okay with watching women suffer at the hands of men. Never going to be okay with that. I don't care what they did, what people did that they might know. But I'm never going to be okay with injustice. I don't stand for injustice, period. I don't stand for colonization, period. I will do everything every day to disrupt the idea of white supremacy and the colonizer, no matter what it is. Like right now, hit the Cash App up. We're trying to disrupt them by the icy conditions that are going on across the country, and we're trying to help families here that can't get out to get groceries. So hit this Cash App up and help me do that. But by the same token, I do believe that we also need to treat our assistance as transactional with the expectation of understanding. And we haven't been doing that. We haven't been doing that. We need to treat it as transactional. No, that's right. Look at the that's a youth rally in Madison Square. Right, right, Steve. Straight 1930s playbook. Yeah. And by the same token, I will fight for children all the time every day. But if you want me to fight for you, you need to show up. You need to show up. I'm gonna tell you, and maybe because I think of a line, and I think of what when she told T'Challa that we can open up Wakanda and protect it, and I guess I'm of that mentality. I'm of that mentality. I can fight and liberate myself, even if you don't. My thing is, I believe that now, if you're going to fight the colonizer and oppressor, you must always disrupt them. You can't let them get a foothold in another group just because some people in that group said something about your group. No. If the colonizer is there, if the oppressor is there, you must disrupt them because if you don't, they're going to get stronger. We fight for those who can't fight for themselves, but we expect reinforcement. And we have to, and when we can't get them, we have to disrupt. You have to disrupt. It's not an if, and, or but. Look what happened when some people sat back in the face of colonization. They wind up getting colonized. Stop allowing them to get away with every step of the way. And this goes, Stephen, and this is not the Hamburger Hill approach that I'm just saying get out there and just march in. No, this is the strategic deception approach. That means to get behind enemy lines and disrupt the flow. This means that, hey, if somebody's fleeing from them, you hide them. You hide them. Yeah. This means that I may or may not have already made 76 calls reporting people spending resources. Yep, I tell you, if I hypothetically speaking, I would walk through the neighborhood and write down addresses where I knew white people lived and get anonymously call. What's up, Shay? POCs always need to join a mutual front. I have seen a lot of Hispanic people shutting down roads and disruption, so I'm happy to see it. I heard this Negro on social media talking about what people were doing to it amazes me. First people complain that people are not fighting for themselves, and then when people are fighting for themselves, you are annoyed. I was like, if you Negroes don't sit down, oh, and especially Negroes in Chicago talking about money, and I was like, you understand none of that money was gonna go to you. None of that money is gonna go to you. What this? If we were fighting the same battles we were fighting in '64 in 2024, if we were fighting the same battles we were fighting in '67 in 2025, and you think migrant immigrants are the problem? You think immigrants are the problem? You all are delusional. That's why I tell people talk about it's your opinion. No, it's not my opinion. It's fact. Show me an immigrant that was a problem for black people in 2000 in 1967. So why do you think they're a problem in 2025? I'll wait. Steve, I want you to stop using the word distraction. I want you to stop thinking in terms of anything's a distraction. Everything that the colonizer does is connected, and you must disrupt it at every point. Like I say, I can sit here and do this all day. It's not a distraction. It's a cause for disruption because we have to stop acting like we can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. Somebody always tell me I'll be talking about something and they say don't get distracted from the. I'll be like literally I have 10 screens in front of me that are all on news stations from across not across the country but across the world. I am always connected and listening. Even when I'm out and about, I'm listening to world events and I decide which ones I'm gonna talk on. I make what? I make at least 4 or 5 videos a day. If something happens like today, I make more. What is the distraction? I can walk in. I'm gonna make a video walking, chewing bubble gum, reading, and walking my dog all at the same time. Because at the end of the day, even saying we're being distracted for something is either giving into a conspiracy theory or it's so insulting to think that we can't follow multiple threads at the same time. Like I say, this is why I just say I'm just throwing people in active volcanoes because at the end of the day, I'm not none of this. The tariffs for today was not a distraction. The idea that Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are up for confirmation is not a distraction. The idea that Elon Musk has basically taken over U.S. aid and Marco Rubio is in Panama. Do it sound like I'm distracted? That's all I be wondering when people say that. And if my 16-year-old can keep up with it, I know the rest of you all can. And it's not just because, his dad is inundating him with it like he's supposed to, but it's just the idea when I hear people say distraction is the fight against EDI a distraction? Is it the fact that there were 3 white pilots in that helicopter a distraction? Is it the fact that the black boxes were found? Is it a distraction that I know that there's a crane out in the and the river picking out pieces of a fuselage? Do I know that they were just found the black box in Philadelphia associated with the crash? I know all these things. It's never a distraction. Good evening, Ace. It's never a distraction. And one Chicago activist that gets on my damn nerve. One thing about Chicago, we went from shutting down the Dan Ryan to now arguing about immigrations with people who love to hear us argue with them about it because then we're deflecting from the fact that we're not getting any of those funds. We shut down the highway and with a coalition that would have made Fred Hampton stand up in his grave. We shut down a major thoroughfare and didn't have a permit. Question of the year. Thank you. They were here. then and we'll be here. So why now? Right? Because now, because we are allowing people to we're allowing the oppressor to use that against us. Say you like I say, when Trump mentioned black jobs, that immigrants were taking black jobs, and people were doing all these memes about black jobs, and I was looking at them like, you all really don't listen, do you? No immigrant is in here taking your job at IBM. Immigrants are out here doing the jobs that nobody wants to do. So if you're taking the black jobs, you gonna move migratorily around strawberry crops? You that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna work at these minimum under the table, below minimum wage jobs. So what jobs are they taking? So what you expect is you're gonna round up all these immigrants in the country, and then what? Black people are gonna have some jobs, um, picking strawberries, picking fruit in Florida. Is that what you're saying? Like I say, I listen. A lot of people don't listen. They're doing everything in our face. They're not trying to hide it anymore. Hey, the bad word, but I'm listening. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, King? Yes, King. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, the way we feel today, they can just your black job. They can't have your black job because the black job he talking is the immigrants are doing. Yeah, those are the slavery jobs. We need 7 million people to realize the oppressors consider themselves at war with us, even if they don't say it outright. And I just need people to stop trying to intellectualize their way out of it. All right, 71 of people in here. I know I can get a couple of you all. It's icy conditions around the country, and Haitians are also immigrants. Just thought I'd throw that out there, just in case you didn't know. But yeah, due to the icy conditions around the country that have been going on since the 20th of this month, we are trying to. People are scared to leave their homes, and groceries are, thing. So hit the Cash App up. We're trying to make groceries and get groceries to those who are unable to leave their homes due to the icy conditions around the country. And we have a pretty large community here that we're trying to help out. So if you have some extra ice, if you have some extra cheese that you want to put in service to the icy conditions that are going on, put your money where your mouth is. Here's the cash out. We don't know how long we can sustain this, but we're going to sustain it, and I'm gonna use my platform to do it. So about it, you'll be hearing about it because, like I say, conservatives put their money where their mouth is. Um, Progressive liberals, they just talk. I mean, I found y'all just talk. Y'all just talk. Like I say, if I was Lieutenant Dan, y'all send me $40,000, $43,000 to be exact. If I don't know, do I have to strip? Do I have to strip? Do I have to sit here in my boxes and do these shows? Is that what it is? Because I don't know what it is. I want somebody to tell me. I really want somebody to tell me, why don't people that label themselves as progressives or liberals put their money in the causes that they say they believe in, like conservatives do? I live in Alabama. We have no extra ice. They be smoking it all. No, he's catch. I can't with you with that one. But it's true. It's true. My wife needs to go to school. I need a break. So yes, I work that type of job. Yeah. No, you still don't. You still not picking strawberries, King. You're still not picking strawberries in a migratorial season. The big donor gifters give to the TikTok revolutions that celebrate their meal. All right. Point taken. Point taken, pirate. She needed a break. Yeah, yeah, that's different. That's different. That's still, still, still not the jobs that they're gonna be missing when migrants are taking out this country. Yeah, still not. And what's up, Lisa? How y'all doing? Y'all, I will pick strawberries at $100 an hour. Right. If I pick some strawberries, y'all gonna pay so much for strawberries. Y'all gonna be like, "What in the hell?" Y'all gonna, I'm gonna make it hurt. I'm tell you, if I gotta pick strawberries, I'm gonna charge so much to. I'm setting my own price. Yeah, but y'all gonna be like, strawberry ice cream gonna be. You gonna have to budget it. You gonna have to make budget decisions about strawberry ice cream. Yeah, telling you, y'all better leave people alone. You better leave people alone. Like I say, all you black people out here capping for master and colonizer, talking about undocumented people, y'all better leave people where they at, because I'm gonna tell you, by the time if I go out there and pick some strawberries, if you, they gonna put my name on the box. That's how much this gonna cost. It's gonna cost so much. They're gonna let you know you're eating TNathan strawberries, and that's why this ice cream is $50 a gallon. Nah, $50 a gallon. I I seek to ride as close to the line of obstruction of justice as possible every time I see. Right. $10 an $10 an egg. Yes, my friend Petra, we're gonna be selling eggs to for the cause. So I'm sorry, we're just gonna be selling eggs at $10 an eggs. And we got MAGA eggs. You know what, Petra? We should do that. I bet if we set up a site and said we have MAGA eggs, that we can sell MAGA eggs. What's up, Rain? What you doing over on YouTube, Rain? Yeah, Rain on YouTube. Listen, if we gonna sell MAGA eggs, $10 an egg, $10 an egg, without any of the liberals saying, without any liberal soy added. Free range mag, free range MAGA eggs, $10 an egg. And hey, but anyway, you all remember when I was talking about Donald Trump and Melania Trump's um, Bitcoin, their coin? Did you all see how far they dropped? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Do you see how far they have dropped? I was like, oh, guess y'all couldn't find enough idiots to sustain this pass around, right? If you throw unvaccinated in, they will buy them for $15. That's a good idea. Can you add MAGA milk and MAGA turkey? You know what I mean? Listen, listen. Here it is, fam. This is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna start selling MAGA. uh, Yeah, look, and as a matter of fact, all we have to do is say we're just selling it. If we don't send it to them, we say, "Hey, you're a patriot. You have to expect some disruption." That's all we have to do. We say, "Hey, we're experiencing some disruption, so you just got to bite the bullet." Oh, mega eggs would be $10 an egg with nothing inside. We'll blame Biden and Obama that you didn't get your egg. Yeah, that's what we do. And if you buy 12 eggs, we'll give them to you for $100. 12 eggs for $100. We'll throw in two free. Two free. And if anything happens before they get there, it was Obama's fault. Yeah. As a matter of fact, y'all remember those eggs we used to get that you put together and you just put candy in? We'll send them those. We'll send them those. Say, hey, and all we gotta tell them is like, them damn liberals, they took your eggs. Them liberals at the post office, they took your eggs and replaced them with these. Tell them half of the proceeds go to better security for the president. Chickens pronoun. We're on it. We're on it. And you know what? We're joking, but I could see ways to produce no product and still make money off of MAGA. Oh, now you're over here. My friend's podcast just ended. That is over here. Okay. Greetings and salutations. Welcome, Rain. We're just sitting here. I am off the radio. What about MAGA toothpaste? Only problem is most MAGA Look, we can sell them. Hey, we can sell them toothpaste that promises to grow their teeth back. Yeah, we'll tell them that we don't have any non-binary chickens. We don't allow chickens with pronouns. We only have real patriot chickens. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Gum paste. Yeah, that's it. We tell them that the President Trump signed an executive order for these eggs. These are non-binary. I mean, these are straight eggs that came from um, hens. I got so many jokes. So that's what we're doing. All right, one more time. It's almost 12 o'clock. We're going to get back to movie night when things are not so many things going on that I want to talk about all of them at 10 o'clock. But I do have some good things lined up. Rain, I got Paradise lined up. I think this is a puzzle box. I think this is a puzzle box series called Paradise with Sterling K. Brown in it. And it looks good. I haven't watched it because I want to watch it with you all. And then I got the next, I want to play Burying Barstow, the one you all had me look up with Angie Harmon. I got that. I got that. 65. I just want to watch 65 again in case y'all haven't. We got that too. You can't say hen anymore thanks to the liberals. You have to say, hey, him. Start selling black eggs. They would never buy them. No, 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 no. I think we can get around that, Steve. We see we got some black eggs. No, we gotta sell white eggs. So we gotta sell the non-DEI eggs. Yeah, these are non-DEI eggs. All the white eggs are non-DEI eggs. Yeah, yep, yeah, Raina. How you feeling? So we got some. I got some things lined up. So we're gonna watch them and definitely. But today it was just too much going on, and I had to talk. No brown, blue, or green eggs. We could do green eggs. We could do green eggs. We could tell them it's the Dr. Seuss eggs. Yeah, we could tell them it's the Dr. Seuss egg. We can't do no brown eggs though. Can't do no brown eggs. All the brown eggs were deported. We're gonna tell all the brown eggs were deported. Yeah, none. All the chickens were white. he, he was a. We didn't have any DEI chickens. They think Dr. Seuss is liberal and woke. Don't forget. Yeah, but they look. You got a point. They think Dr. Seuss is woke and liberal, but they can't read, so we just slide them in. We'll slide them in. We'll tell them they're patriot. All we gotta do is call all them patriot eggs. We can get every egg in then. We'll call them patriot eggs. These are these eggs are are patriots. They gave their lives for you so you could have an egg today. You know, egg prices are getting outrageous, but these eggs are willing to lay down their eggness for your happiness, patriot. Dye them red. That's a thought too. That's a thought. It's MAGA eggs. Put stars and stripes on them. Yeah. Now we doing too much work. Now we're doing all this work. The egg really gonna be $10. Look, unvaccinated, non-DEI eggs. That's all we gotta say. We ain't gotta do anything after we do that. Unvaxxed, non-DEI eggs. They can be any color they want to, as long as they fit those criteria. You know the U.S. is racist when most countries have brown eggs. Why the U.S. only want white eggs? You said a mouthful there, Petra. MAGA diapers, as worn by Dolphin. Dolphin himself. we we probably could get more for selling his dirty diapers than I could for selling my boxers. Yeah, that's probably yeah. We'll send them. That's it. Once they get them, we say, hey, we sent you a concept of an egg. I don't know what the liberal media did. We're going to blame everything on the liberal media and concept. Yeah, I like that. We got to write these down. Concepts of an egg. And if they try to sue us, we're gonna be like Trump University. They're 1 minute, gone the next. We take payment up front. All payment, we're gonna have to run it through. Get one of those burner Cash App accounts. All payments go through there. Rack them up for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then we gone. We can all retire. The eggs turned out to be fertile, and we had to keep it because egg. You win. That's it. Rain just got us the way out. Rain has got us the way out. The eggs. Look, we can't send eggs in good faith because conception begins at egg laying. The egg is fertile. Yep. Sorry, we can't send it. We have to protect all life. Ah, yeah, this is hilarious. That's hilarious. So, all right, y'all. It's midnight. Father of Staff Sergeant Ryan is working with his crew. DEI, the liberals call it farm brutality. Back in my day, it was justice. All right, you all. I see Robert. Where you been, Robert? Why you coming in here at midnight? All right, you all. Before we go, all of you all are capable. Because of the icy conditions around the country, and Haitians are immigrants too. Um, we are raising money for those who cannot leave their homes because of the icy conditions, and they haven't been to work because of the icy conditions. And I'm broke, and it's only so much I can do by myself. So I'm reaching out to you all if you all would like to help buy groceries for those people who are suffering under these icy conditions. Please, this is where you can do it at. This is the Cash App, and you will get to see the videos. Or well, you won't see any faces. Y'all know I don't do faces. I've never done faces, but you will get to see your money in action because, like I said, we're gonna get some groceries, um, and it's times here and there. Oh, that's how you do it now, Robert. Oh, you just here and there. Okay, I got you. I've got you. Wait till the next. Wait till movie night. I'm beating you up in the movie. I got to get you over on Twitch, or I can beat you up outside of the prayer view of prying eyes. Haiti was the blueprint for the revolution. These debate lives claim to be fighting. Right. Haiti was the blueprint, but it also we learned a lot from that. They paying reparations to your slave masters for that long does drain a country. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. Until later tonight, it is after 1 o'clock. It's after midnight here. Just think, tariffs were supposed to go into effect right now. The tariffs against China did just go into effect. So we'll be back tomorrow to see what the effect is on the stock market and how they recovered from today, because they did recover. They pulled up, but damn, somebody made a killing. Somebody made a killing off stock market today, because when the stock market dropped 495 points, I guarantee you there was a lot of buying at that rate. And if you knew like I know, I'm convinced that Donald Trump is using the presidency to manipulate markets to short sell and buy. Can't tell me any difference. Yep. So also y'all look into following me, because TikTok's time is limited. If they don't get back in the app store and oh, do you understand Donald Trump today? About this signed up to a monetary fund, a monetary fund for states, and said he might buy TikTok and put it in that fund. Oh my goodness! Do you understand the ramifications of that? If not, we'll talk about it later today. Yeah, but just realize that a wealth management fund, the United States, the country, listen, and this is what gets me, right? Because MAGA said they don't like socialism, right? But a wealth management fund is basically going to be a fund set up by the government to acquire stocks, bonds, interest in companies. It just writes itself. Yeah, they did. He signed an executive order today. Look, it just writes itself. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to take my dog for a